Hello and welcome to MGP266. I'm Kev, and with me as ever there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
How are we all on this fine week?
Hello. Yeah, pleased to be here. 1,000 episodes. Yeah, very good.
Didn't I just announce it as episode 387? Quite clearly.
Yeah.
So how's it episode
what you said. I knew you said the number.
Well, you're a monster.
Well, if you combine all the work we've ever done.
Well, that'd be like episode 12 then, if we're combining work we've done. I don't care for this being here a second week in a row. What's this nonsense about? It's like it's 2015 again. Whose idea was this? I'm used to this fortnightly schedule we've been on.
I gave you an out. I said to you, are we recording tonight or tomorrow? And I thought, oh, here he goes. Watch him. He'll be like, I'm in A&E. I've been shot. I've got a hole in my chest and I'm bleeding to death. And yeah, no, you were just like, we're recording tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I don't believe I've ever been shot.
Not yet.
And doesn't everyone have a hole in their chest to get the milk out?
No, I just have a milkman.
I see. I don't understand. I feel like we don't have any anecdotes because we've only been gone a week. We've lost the opening 10 minutes of the show. What do we talk about at the start when we don't have 2 weeks to discuss?
I don't know. I catfished a stranger a little bit, although I'm not
quite
sure.
Proud of that.
I'm not sure. Well,
have you got a new internet wife?
I wouldn't call it a catfish.
Is there someone on the internet who thinks you're married to them?
No, there's somebody on the internet who thinks that I'm going to meet with them this weekend to spend £18,000 on a £20 note.
Why?
But why?
This woman basically put on Facebook that she had a £20 note with AK-47 on it, and she wanted 20 grand. And obviously no one had responded, so I jokingly put, I can give you 18. And she replied, no, I want 20. And I was like, well, I'd have to see, some authenticity around this. It looks printed. I don't think it's real. So she took pictures of it from, like, every angle. And I said, well, they could just be the same picture edited. I want to see something random to prove it. So she moved it to the corner of the table. And I was like, it's the same table again. This isn't proving anything. So I said to her, measure it. Tell me the width and length of the note. And she sent me a picture of a tape measure over the width of it. And I googled how wide the £5 note was. And I responded saying, yeah, okay, I expected it to be 65 millimeters. So far, so good. How long is the other edge? Can you weigh it for me, please? If you happen to have a scales to hand. She claimed she didn't have a scales, but that if I could bring my own one, then she'd be happy to let me weigh it. So I told her it's okay. I'll know just by the feel of it whether it's the right weight. This went on for most of yesterday.
Why?
What? Yeah. Absolute strangers were messaging me on Facebook in private, just wetting themselves, laughing. I got to the point where I'd noticed in one of the pictures there was a cat in the background, and I told her my wife was allergic to cats, and that if she could just send me a picture of the cat, I'd just work out from that whether the breed was one of the ones she was allergic to or whether it was okay. I told her that if she didn't send me the picture, that I'd only be willing to pay $12,000. She tried to then say I needed to pay 19, and I said, well, it's a negotiation. And she told me she had a bidder for 17, so I told her to cancel the bidder for 17. I'm paying 18.5. I'll be there tomorrow. She was like, I'll give you my address. And I said, well, wait, the last tweet I think we had in this ordeal before I just kind of got home and called it a day was saying to her that I will pay her, I'll come and buy it from her once my check is cleared. I said that I bought a tenner on FacePay the other day, and I just made 75 grand on it, and I was basically waiting for that to clear so I could buy her note, and then mysteriously the whole conversation got destroyed. So I think she cottoned on that I was just taking the mickey out of her. But no, it was quite fun while it lasted. I wish I'd screenshotted it because it was such a long ordeal. There was like 70 or 80 comments. This conversation had been going on, and as I say, all these people had been liking it and sending me like support and saying it was hilarious. It was great fun.
I go back to my original question. Why?
Because it happens all the time. If you've ever
No,
touched
it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't happen ever. What are you saying?
If you try and sell stuff on Facebook and you're members of any of the Facebook groups, you can flog decent. I've flogged some good stuff on there. I flogged that was probably worth about 30 quid, and I sold it for about 90 quid on there. So it's quite a good place to sell stuff. But you constantly get people trying to sell rare 50p pieces, and it's just a Peter Rabbit 50p that you get everywhere. Or like this woman, and her one just happened to have the serial number AK47001 on it or something. And apparently there are 2 notes that were worth a fortune like a year ago, but she'd just decided because hers had AK-47 on it, it must be worth 20 grand. So I see this happen all the time. So this time I just decided to string them along, and I guess all the regulars thought, they knew where I was coming from. They knew the frustration. Yes, mate.
How much time have you got on your hands?
Well, I was doing it like while I was on hold at work and on my phone and stuff like that. The thing was, I every time I responded, I thought, this is the last time I'll respond. They're going to realise I'm taking the mickey. I didn't expect them to respond when I said I'd give them 20 grand. But when they responded going 19, and I responded, negotiating, and they responded, I thought, hang on a minute, this person seems to be under the impression this is all real. And as I say, it was little moments where I thought it was quite humorous to myself, and then when she posted the picture of it with a tape measure on it to show me precisely how many millimeters wide it was, that was the point where I lost it and just thought, this is fantastic. I'm just going to keep going and see how long until they give up and realise I'm taking the mickey. And as I say, that was probably 3:00 in the afternoon, and they were still trying to sell me this £5 note at like 11 o'clock last night. It was ridiculous.
Sounds like it.
So when do you get the fiver?
I'm just baffled.
Yeah. Well, as I said, when the cash clears for this £10 note that I flogged for 75 grand, I
want to go in halves
buy
on.
a £5
I want to go in halves on it with you. Can that be arranged?
Well, I'll have to find her name. As I say, it looks like she deleted the conversation once she realised she was being trolled, which is what I would call it, trolling someone. But my colleagues were calling it catfishing, which I thought was all about convincing them I was a woman who wanted to marry them, like you said, but apparently not. I like winding people up. I do this with people who try and sell teas that make you lose weight. They're like, I want 4 people to message me in private with the word yes, and I will send them messages about teas that will guarantee them to lose 5 stone in a week. And I just rip the hell out of them. It's just funny.
I don't think that's healthy, is it?
It's not, and it's not realistic, and it's not true. But these people are like, oh, you don't know. This one is the real one. It's just... There's a lot of dumb people in Peterborough.
Oh, so this group's just limited to our local area, is it?
The one I was trolling is like 60,000 people in Peterborough.
Why are there 60,000 people in Peterborough all in the same weird Facebook group that you're in? I don't understand.
Because it's the Facebook.
I don't know
Facebook
what that
eBay.
is.
Facebook eBay.
Sounds very odd. Yeah. Don't think you should be part of this.
Everyone listening, their area will have a Facebook group where they can just flog old tat and people will pay through the nose for it. It's ridiculous. That's the reason why it's good. People will pay stupid amounts of money for stuff that they shouldn't be spending that much on. I sold my Xbox 360 for way more than it was worth on there in December. I mean, yeah, Christmas played into that, but they only needed to post on Amazon or eBay or go into any shop, and they could have got a new one for the price they paid for my one, and it was just insane.
Interesting. So, has anyone done anything not weird this week?
Yeah.
What
We
not
went
weird
shopping
stuff?
for a seatbelt for a dog.
Yeah, dog seatbelt shopping. That was less weird than what Sheepdog's been up to.
How'd that work out?
Well, we've got a seatbelt for a dog. Don't know if it works yet. It'll be
Oh, right.
fun finding out tomorrow.
Okay. What have I
You
done?
taking him rally driving or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's taking him out in the car, and as a responsible dog owner, he needs strapping down.
Stick him in the boot.
No, that's where all our stuff's going to be.
Put him between Anna's legs.
That's illegal.
In the front.
'cause they open- apparently it's all illegal.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is. You can
it's-
get points on your licence for doing that. Dogs have to be restrained, either by being in the boot, being in a cage, or being strapped in some way.
Weird. I never knew that.
It's in the highway code that you studied really recently when you passed your driving test.
Mine just has a lead on and, sits in front of whoever's in the passenger seat. Obviously not the driver's seat, that'd be mental.
Yeah, he works the pedals for you.
Mr. Illegal Sheepdog. Going to let the local police know. I mean, that woman will be a local policeman now, and she'll come and nick you for stringing her along because you're a monster.
I wonder what would have happened if I'd have met up with that woman and I'd printed out 18 grand's worth of fake notes and just gave them all over to her. I'd have only made a fiver out of it, so it's probably not worth it. It would have cost me more in paper and ink, but I wonder how satisfying it would have been.
You could have just given her real money. I think she'd have been more surprised if you turned up with real money for 18 grand.
God, could you imagine? There were people who were actually messaging me saying, no, don't buy it. It's clearly fake. It's clearly just a fiver. Why are you offering this woman money? And that was equally as shocking as her going along with it. I couldn't believe that people genuinely felt the need to warn me not to buy this £5 note for 20 grand. That's scary. I mean, that's probably scarier than her, because at times I wondered whether she was in on the joke and we were just entertaining the masses. But then she'd do some sort of ludicrous comment that made me believe she strongly believed I was going to pay her. But as I say, the people who were warning me or scared or saying, like, what are you thinking? You know, one person made me laugh because they sent me a message saying, ask her for a certificate of authenticity. So as I asked her, she said that she tried and the bank wouldn't give her one. And, yeah.
What, to say it's authentically a fiver?
I don't know. To say it's authentic, that it was an AK-47, who knows?
Sheepdog, you should have taken 20 quid and go, here, it's 20 quid. I'll give you 20 quid for it. That's it. Take it or leave it.
I'm not made of money, Pap. Money bags here.
Well, it's better than 18 grand that you were offering up.
That was an imaginary 18 for comedy effect.
All right,
Actually
but
turning and handing her a twenner.
Yeah, and then you sell it for 10 grand. You put it on there for half the price that she was selling it for and see what mug buys it.
To be fair, you're onto something there. If I went on there and said I'd sell it for £1 grand, people would be like, Jesus.
Exactly.
Are we not addressing the fact that Sheepdog just said twenner, by the way?
What would you call it?
Not that! No one in history has ever said twenner before.
No, you're right.
What would you call it?
A £20 note.
Yeah.
But that's so many words.
But people
Well,
don't say twenner.
They're actual words, Sheepdog.
What does twenner mean? 20 English pounds. Adapted to the English tenner, meaning 10 English pounds. That would be £30, please. Oh. The word for poo. I've only got a twenner. That's it in use.
Nobody has ever said that before.
No.
There's art all over Google. Google it.
Anna, you can be the fine casting vote on this. Have you ever heard anyone say twenner before?
Can't say I have.
Do you know what's brilliant as well is when you type in twenner, the third one down on the list is Theo Wenner.
Goodness me.
He's an artist. He's just loads of
See,
pictures.
this is an Urban Dictionary is the first result to come up, and that doesn't count.
Well, I've just discovered the artwork of Theo Wenner at the back of this little exploit.
Yeah.
Loads of women and hipsters.
That sounds like my kind of thing. I'm a hipster. Right. shall we get on with talking about some video games? Because Sheepdog's just making up words and
Yeah, sure.
trolling people. Who wants to go first? Pab sounds keen.
I can go first if you want, but I'd rather hear what you've been playing.
Well, in that case, go first.
Nothing.
Okay. Right, okay, so this week I have actually finished Horizon Zero Dawn this week.
Hooray.
Finally. I think on last time we recorded I said I just got basically all the knowledge just dropped on me and everything filled in and to what was going on in that world. And then Sunday came around last week and I thought I'm near the end here, and I finished it on Thursday. So pretty much same sort of deal as The Witcher, where I thought I was near the end, and I had for probably another 10 hours.
Goodness me.
But it's bonkers, absolutely bonkers. But the actual lead up to that story, that is the best part of the game by far. Just that whole run into the end and the whole explanation of like basically from when you are given all this information to how it all pays off at the end is up there for probably game of the year, probably better than most things I've played this year now, and I've played a lot of good things this year, but that is by far one of the most standout things that I've played this year. Just that whole last few hours is just something else. And it does leave it open-ended. So I don't know whether the new DLC ties in with it. They announced that it's going to be out in November, I think. Frozen Wilds, that's out in November. I'm presuming it carries on for, the ending, there is like an end credits, like, teaser bit. And you're like, does that mean it goes on from there? I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that game, if you've got a PlayStation, you need to play this game, basically. It's unbelievable.
Sounds too long.
Oh, it is. It is massively too long.
I'll give it a miss, Sim.
Every now and again, you need one of them. Every now and again, you need one of them games.
Nah.
You need. To be fair, it's not a good year for them games, in the sense that they're all coming out in the same year at the same time, which makes it kind of really hard to pick and choose. But this is a good one. This is a genuinely good game. I can finally say I finished it. So now I move on to it'll probably be Nier next what I play. And we'll hopefully finish that at some point before silly season approaches.
It's not far, is it?
No. There is. You said before that there's about 4 games you were after, Anna.
Mm-hmm.
There's about 4 games in the next 3 weeks that I want.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they, Pab? I'll buy all the ones you suggest to me so that I can get my views after you made a correct suggestion last week. Tell me what you want.
I don't know.
And I'll buy them all.
Let's make a suggestion that I initially thought this is a game that Kev needs to play again. And that is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Doesn't sound like my kind
I've
of
only
thing.
played probably about an hour or so of this. No, it probably isn't. The more I played of it, it probably isn't. But it is. It looks very similar to Horizon in that sense. It looks as very.
Isn't this the one you've been watching on YouTube, Anna?
Yeah, I don't want to buy it. I don't like the look of the combat in it, and the fact that you have permadeath if you get hit too many times.
I have worried about it tonight.
I don't want that pressure if I'm like bad at the game. So I watched a few parts. So I just got a bit bored of watching it. It's very samey. It is very the atmosphere of it is nice and it's creepy. But I just got a bit bored of all the whispering all the time.
It's strange. It seems like you're dealing with like voices in your head that are basically talking to you all the time and telling you, but it's basically multiple versions of yourself talking to you, having self-doubt and all this sort of thing, and talking to you. And then there's like spirits. I feel like you're in like Norse mythology sort of thing is what I'm getting from it. and you are going to hell basically to go and get someone who's been taken from you. And yeah, the permadeath thing, which I knew it was a thing, but I found out earlier on that basically you die 7 times and that is it.
Is that it?
It's 7 times and it wipes, and you wipes your save, start again.
I mean, that is just stupid.
No,
What
that's a great
moron
idea.
thought of that?
Well, a
Well,
moron who
basically-
thought my game only lasts 5 minutes. I need a gimmick.
Well, no, it lasts a lot longer than that.
Can
No,
you
no,
turn
I
that
didn't
off?
mean to
Yeah.
be. I wasn't belittling them. I was
I
just saying.
don't know, Kev. I really don't know. I've died twice.
Oh no! And
Just like
repeat
Buffy the
an
Vampire
hour.
Slayer.
I think I died. The first time I died, I think it was mandatory. I had to die to get to show you how the mechanic works, because basically death takes a hold of you, and you go.
Yeah.
It's growing up your arm, sort of thing. And once it gets to your brain, you're dead.
Does that
And then
count? Though?
every time, that sort of thing. Does that count?
No, I don't think that does.
If that
Because you
only
don't know
count, that
until afterwards, do
Yeah,
you?
if that doesn't count, then I only died once. The combat is quite samey. You basically get into these little arena type, it's like circle arenas, and these shadow creatures just turn up and start attacking you. You've got a dodge and a block, and just a strong attack and a quick attack. But then multiple ones turn up at once. That's the way they start mixing it up. They start having multiple ones turn up at the same time and attacking you. But it's still quite a closed-in camera on you, so it's quite tight on at the back of you. So you can't quite see if someone's coming around the back of you. You've got to be the voice in your head can't tell you there's someone behind you, and you've got to sort of shimmy around quick, and then you have to move around, and you have to be quite tactical about it and methodical. And with this permadeath thing looming over me, it's suddenly become a real serious sort of game. And this is a real game that I just can't casually play. You can't just play it just for a quick. You have to be switched on all the time. You cannot. Well, you can play it as much as you want, but you will die and you'll be starting again. But everything else is so good. The game looks amazing. It looks almost photorealistic. It's so pretty game to look. It's all dark and grainy, film effect to it. And the story seems interesting. I'm quite curious to see where it goes. And there's puzzle elements to it where you get these symbols on the doors. There's symbols that you have to look at on the doors, and then you have to find them in the world. It reminded me a little bit of The Witness, where you had to find symbols in the world, sort of thing. And the other thing that came to mind was, do you remember the Channel 4 adverts where everything used to just line up and then it'd say Channel 4 at a certain point? Do you remember them?
They still do them, yeah.
Yeah, they still do them. Yeah, that sort of puzzle. You got to look for looks like a letter R, and you've got to find it in the world. So you've got to walk around these trees, and just as the trees line up perfectly, it looks like the letter R, and you look at it and just focus in on it, and then that door unlocks, sort of thing. So there are some puzzle elements to it, but it is very much a story-driven game. There's a lot of it is. I think someone said something it's about 10% of the game is the actual combat stuff. And then there's puzzle elements and a lot of walking around and listening to the story and the narrative going on. Because there's sort of a narrator as well, which I don't think is her, is the girl in the game, Senua. So there is a slight narrative to it. And this is from Ninja Theory, who did the DMC game.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Did you know? I know them from another source as well. I was going to ask them for a review of this. Sorry to interrupt, but I know them outside of the podcast, which is interesting. One of my colleagues got to go for a tour around their offices.
Yeah, they're
local, aren't they?
Yeah, they're English.
Well, to us.
Yeah. In the grand scheme of things, yeah. They did Enslaved before DMC.
I mean, they're literally local to Kev and I. And Anna.
Oh, were they literally that close?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We could go down there within an hour.
I didn't know where they were, but yeah, okay.
They did have any sword as well, didn't they?
they do have to do that what they did as well before that. Yeah, and nobody worked on the Disney Infinity games as well for a little bit. They helped out on that for some of the combat stuff in that game. But yeah, it's just not what I expected from this game. When they said it was the people who did DMC, I was like, okay, here we go. Then we're getting at some sort of like DMC style game. No, this is very much different. This is very, very different, and it's very cool. It is really cool. It's dark, eerie. It's a bit of a thriller in certain aspects. I don't know whether there's jump scares. It doesn't been any jump scares so far in it. But yeah, I thought, and my initial thought was, this is just walking around exploring this weird world. This is a game that Kev might get something out of.
Not if I have to die 7 times and it gets turned off. No.
Yeah, that's what I was like. No. So that is.
So if that one's already out, that's not one of the 3 that you want in the next 3 weeks. So I'm still intrigued about what they are.
Sonic's out on Tuesday. Sonic's out on Tuesday. Yeah. And then I think Destiny's out at the start of September.
Why do you want Destiny? I don't mean that. I don't really want to start World War 3. Why?
Clickbait dollars.
What are you getting it on, Kev?
I asked for it on Xbox.
Why are you getting it, Kev?
Because they've offered it to me, and yes, I'll have it, please, and play it on the internet.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, I get that you're getting it for nothing. Why are you paying money for it, Pab? Did the first game not teach you what a bucket of crap Destiny is?
Because the game was good.
It was not.
Yes,
that is nonsense.
Yes, it was. It was very, very good game. The story, there was no story to it. There wasn't. But I still maintain, and I will say this every time someone said it. This Destiny has the best shooting mechanics in any game around, by far.
Pab, I just want my mechanics to fix my car. I don't want them shooting stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Who cares how good the shooting mechanic is? The story of the universe was trash. It was like, go on a mission. Oh, it's the same place you've already been to. But
but did you play the Taken King?
Mate, I wasn't giving those thieves any more money.
Well, there you go. You can't see how they improved it.
I don't care how they improved it. It's Emperor's New Clothes. That whole thing is just trash.
But that makes no... What? So you're saying... So you can't say...
Sorry, no, I can see the flaw in my logic there. I don't think they've improved it. They can't say, oh, yeah, no, I know you all paid 40 quid for a game that was absolute trash, but we brought out the Taken King, and that was, what, another 20, 30, 40 quid? If you just spent 150 quid on the game like we want you to, then, yeah, you'd get a half-decent game. No, that's not acceptable.
I don't know if I have the energy to start
this. Do it.
You don't know if you have the stones to risk.
It's not the stones. I can't be bothered. It's like banging me against a brick wall with you, Sheepdog. it doesn't work. There's no payoff for me. No matter what I say to you, I will not come out the winner because you are very stubborn.
I'm completely open-minded. If you can say to me, this is the reason why it was worthwhile, then I'll be like, yeah, fair enough. But no,
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I like I said, the shooting, the story didn't mean much to me because I just sat online with a friend playing it and just enjoying the gameplay loop and the mechanics of the game, not even paying attention to what was going on in the story. Just enjoying.
The game was grinding through enemies to unlock new weapons so that you could grind through harder enemies to unlock better weapons, to beat harder enemies, to grind through better weapons, to grind through harder enemies to get better weapons. There was no story to it.
But the gameplay loop was good.
Mate, just have a kip. You're basically achieving the same amount of time just going to sleep.
You can say that, but that's so reductive.
It's not reductive. If I sit and play any game at the moment, I feel like I am... Yes, I know it's not real, but if I'm playing like Mass Effect and I'm saving an entire galaxy, I feel like my decisions and my actions saved the galaxy. In that game, I feel like all I was doing was getting some weapons to help me beat more monsters so that I could get better weapons. You can't seriously be telling me that the fact that the weapons were the shooting mechanic was good warrants them releasing a AAA game that was unfinished and then charging people through the nose to add more to it, to the point where they were expecting people to shell out £100+ to get anywhere near the point where it was an actual playable game. I just think their whole model was disgusting, and they don't deserve the love they seem to get. It's outrageous that they seem to have got away with it, and people genuinely talk about it like it's a game that should be held up there. They spent no time on story, no time on universe, no time on like lore and effort. They just spent time on making a few very limited monsters and then upping the level on them and adding different coloured weapons that meant, oh, it's a purple weapon, great. I've spent 9 hours grinding to get this. Now I can go and kill monsters that look the same but are slightly better at fighting. It's like, ugh, get lost.
You don't.
We'll respond to that point.
All that being said, I'm willing to give you a second chance, folks, so please still send me my review copy.
Yeah, I don't speak for Kev. If he likes it, he likes it. If Pab likes it, he likes it. I don't get it. I don't want your stinking game. You know, you can offer me a review of it, and I'll tell you where you can stick it.
No, you don't. You say Pab will review it for you.
Well, okay. Yeah, I'll tell him where they can stick it. In Pab's hand.
Yeah, in my letterbox.
I apologise, Pab. That's where they can stick it. I'll send them a nicely worded email saying, we're massive fans of the game, we all love it. Please send a copy here, and then give them your address. But no, I don't know. I know that I'm one to rant every so often, but always. But no, Destiny just killed me. That was a point where I was so hyped up. I believed the hype around that, and then when it came out, I realised that everything is a lie, and I'm so shocked how forgiving everyone has been around this, because lesser companies, if this was EA, I know it's not,
Division.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if it was an EA only thing, sort of thing, that they would rip the hell out of them. Do you know what I mean? If they release this, people will be talking about them like they're monsters.
You do realise people hate Activision just as much as EA.
Do they, though? Because
Yes.
people seem to suck on, like, the teat of Call of Duty, and...
No, we don't.
Oh, they bloody well do.
People do, but people do the same as they do with Destiny. It's the same
That's
people.
the point. Yes.
Yeah, but there's the same amount of people hate... There's probably more people that hate Call of Duty and Destiny than there are people that enjoy them, but there is still a large amount of people that enjoy them.
Yeah, to the point where Activision are absolutely coining it in.
Well, so is EA.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if EA released this game, people would just be like, we hate you, EA. Why are you not dead yet? And they'd just be like, oh, okay. And they still make money. Whereas Activision are like, here's our game. Yeah, we haven't finished it. The acting's really bad, and we just kind of fudged it together. But the shooting's good, and people are like, oh God, here's £200. I want to know how your story ends. I'm happy to pay £50 to get the part of the game that you just chose to leave out for no reason. I'll buy Destiny 2, even though you told us that Destiny 1 was going to be a 10-year game that would have had add-ons for it for 10 years, and we'd never have to buy another game, and it would just be drip-fed through. Yeah, they're lovely. No. People are too accepting of this nonsense.
So I
enjoy it.
Then,
so
I'll ask them for a review copy for Pab.
PS4. PS4.
Oh, PS4.
I might actually ask them for a review copy, and then when it arrives, just take a hammer to it.
So you don't want to play it with old Kev then, Pab? Interesting.
I don't know if you noticed, I haven't got an Xbox at the minute.
Why is that then?
Why?
Because I got rid of it.
Why?
I got rid of it in preparation for the new one. I went early and got rid of it before the prices shot down on the original ones, before the new ones come out. So I got rid of it so I can be ready for when the next one comes out in November.
Can I ask, while I'm on the soapbox and whatnot, quite a few people seem to have chosen to sell their Xboxes over their PS4s. I haven't turned my PS4 on in over a year.
Right.
I just don't.
You want to know why?
Yeah. I mean,
mine's a Pro. Mine is a Pro right now. My PS4 is a PS4 Pro that works on the 4K TV. And I imagine that when the Xbox One X comes out, I will move stuff over to that and start playing on that again. It's just what I'm playing at the minute.
I mean, it's dodgy ground, so I don't want to sound like a fanboy because I don't hate my PS4. I love it. I love both my consoles, but I just haven't felt the drive. I mean, I've got games for it that I need to unwrap and play.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to get Sonic Mania on the PS4, and then that will kind of force me to put it on and play it and go through it. Yeah. They don't. Going back to that Sonic Mania, which you mentioned, an hour ago before I got my soapbox. Why can't I find that anywhere other than links to the online store? Are they not releasing real copies of this game?
I think so, because they're releasing that big old limited edition, aren't they, with the Sonic figure and the...
Oh, there's the one with it standing on the Mega Drive.
On the Mega Drive, yeah. But I don't know. I really don't know.
They're not helping me add it to my Amazon wish list for my birthday. I've basically put on there Get Me Sonic Mania, and I'm hoping someone does it out of my family. I mean,
I really don't know. Maybe,
but none of them will have access to my consoles to buy it for me, so I'll have to get it myself. And that.
Tell them to buy your gift cards then.
Yeah, but it's a bit impersonal, isn't it?
To buy you like PlayStation money or Xbox money.
Yeah.
The only option, the only way to work around it at that point, Sheepdog.
This game looks amazing, though. It looks perfect. It looks like childhood nostalgia ramped up to 11.
Yeah.
They should put that on a poster. I think I've just made the tagline for their whole game.
Okay. Do you want me over two then?
Yes, please.
While Sheepdog's taking a breath.
Sorry.
The Uncharted Lost Legacy is out 23rd of August.
Okay.
Which is the add-on, the standalone add-on for the Uncharted game. And the last one is Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle on the Switch, which is out at 29th of August, which looks amazing. If this isn't a reason you want to get a Switch, Sheepdog, then I don't know what will do it for you.
Well, I've never really played the Rabbids stuff.
It's XCOM with Mario.
Oh, sorry. Do you know what? I was away there. I wasn't really thinking about what this was. Oh, don't say that. I've been... no, Pab.
Is that the end of the month?
Yeah, but I had a plan in mind. There were no games out on the Switch that I wanted. So I thought, get the Switch at Christmas time when they're bound to have brought out some games by then. And if they haven't, wait till my next birthday. And when I'm 33, get it then. Bangs. Job done. That looks good.
Yep.
When's Mario out on that?
November. Oh, October and November.
And is Sonic Mania out? It must be.
Sonic Mania's out on Tuesday.
Pab.
Yep, and there is already probably half a dozen games that are almost must-buys on the Switch.
I don't know that there are that many, but...
Zelda, Mario Kart, Splatoon,
I'll give you Mario Kart.
ARMS, Snipper Clips.
Just one. Okay, you got one there. Well done for trying.
I can't think of any more right now off the top of my head. Just thinking about it, but...
See, I'm looking down the list now on Amazon. Mario Kart Deluxe 8, Mario Odyssey, Sonic Forces, Sonic Mania, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, the untitled Pokemon RPG, whenever that comes out.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. I'm on page 2 now, and I'm like, yeah, no, none of these. Nope. Chicken Range.
Games? These upcoming games? Right.
It's just whatever is on Amazon.
Right. I see.
A lot of them seem to be games that have already come out. I could always get Minecraft Story Mode, I suppose. I've not played that yet, and it's meant to be decent, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good. It is good, that one.
I reckon I could cobble together enough to warrant owning one.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
my kids would probably want a lot of the games that they could get on there. But you're wrecking my plans, Pab, because I've
Come
only
on,
got
Pab.
enough. Have I got enough?
You wanted ideas last week for your birthday.
Yeah,
just,
but
I just put one on your plate and you complaining.
You have, but the problem was I'd started constructing a list of lots of little things that added up to the sum of what I was allowed to spend. And now what you've done is you've exceeded my budget and eaten all my Amazon vouchers that I've already got, and put me, a year ahead of schedule. What am I going to get next year if I get this? You've not thought this through, Pab.
Come on, Pab, for goodness sake.
Well, don't ask for me help next time. See, I'm saying I provided you with ample.
When we finish later and we finish the show, I want you to go sit in front of a mirror and just take a good hard look at yourself.
I'm looking now.
What were you thinking, Pab? Goodness me.
I was thinking logically, and I really shouldn't do logically with Sheepdog. It's just I don't know why I keep doing it.
The problem is, the worst part of this is, Pab, the bit you haven't considered is my budget allows me the console and no games. That's not on. That's I'm ruined.
Well, that's where you come in, Sheepdog. You're going to be the guy who gets all the review copies. Get older people. Start making.
Not from Nintendo.
Yeah, if you met
Come
Nintendo,
on.
Pab, goodness me. Nintendo can't even
gotta work
spell
out, don't
review copy.
They'll lend me a game and say I'm allowed to play it for 2 weeks. And even before they'll have sent it, they'll have sealed the envelope, and then they'll email asking me where the hell their game is. And I said, well, I haven't received it yet. And then a week later, when I receive it, they'll be like, are you sending it back? And I said, well, hang on. I was supposed to get this for 2 weeks, and I've only just received it, and there's 4 days till your deadline happens. How am I supposed to give it? And yeah, at that point, I've not asked for a single game from them since, because they were just all over me. Where's my game? Where's my game? You've got a game I lent you. Where is it? Where's my game? I even said to them, do you not see how this is a problem? Like, if you just gave me the game and wrote it off, I could probably convince enough people to buy it by giving it a positive review. But if I'm going to get it for a day and then you're going to hassle the hell out of me and then I give it back, I'm going to have to rush a review and maybe one person will buy it. I don't know. I suppose they don't care, do they?
So anyway, that's what I've been playing. Yeah.
Sorry. Kind of abused you at every step there.
Yeah, you're on one today, aren't you?
Well, I'll let you behind the curtain a little bit, Pab.
Go on then.
What would you say if I said to you, I'm drinking the Pumba? What do you reckon that sort of drink would be?
Is that like a pint of gin?
You could call it a pint of gin, yeah.
You're not on a pint of gin.
Well, gin and tonic. I'm not full
Right.
Pumba. I'd call it a half Pumba.
Right.
There's a lot of gin going in the pint glass, and then a lot of tonic going in as well. Just because last week you may remember, cast your mind back a week, I got chastised for going to get a cider out the fridge. So this week I thought, rather than upset anyone,
Just bring the bottle with you.
I'll just pour a pint
Of gin and tonic.
crack on.
Oh God.
I think I'm coherent for a pint of gin and
For
tonic.
now, you are. Yes.
Yeah, I've just poured the second pint. Let's see what Anna's been playing.
For goodness sake. Anna, please save us from Sheepdog. Anna,
Sorry?
What?
please save us from Sheepdog. Tell us what you've been playing.
She's not been listening.
No.
Sorry,
I haven't been listening to you lot going on about Destiny. I just thought,
That was ages ago. Anna, that was 15
Wow.
minutes ago.
yeah. That was the last thing I remember. I was just like, I'll let Sheepdog go on his rant about it. Just leave him to it. Because I've no interest in Destiny.
well done.
Since I played it.
Yeah.
It's just more of the same. But each to their own. People can like different things. Like, I have this week, I've played 3 different games, 4 different games. I've here, there, and everywhere. I've put on Uncharted again. I started that from the start for a little bit.
What, 1?
No, 4.
Oh, 4. Okay, yeah. Okay.
I've finished it, but I just like, because I heard that the other one was coming out in a few weeks. I was like, I'll just get back into it, and it was fine. Because I haven't had it on since I've had my new TV.
Yeah.
And it looks fine. I spent more time in my TV settings than playing it though, because it just looked terrible. Really? I was like, it can't look this bad. I don't know. I don't know. I need a Sony man to come around and just set everything so everything looks nice. Like, it's looking alright at the moment, but this is because I'm playing a cartoony kind of game, so it looks fine because it's all vivid colours. But
you could probably ask on AV forums, someone like that. They'd probably say how to
there's so many different settings in there. I don't understand half of them. It's just like, what? No, you want me to put it on what? And I just don't know. There is a thing on the Xbox that helps you do your settings, but again, it says words that aren't in my menu, and I'm just like, well, I don't know what to do. And it just messed it up, so I reset it all and started again, and it looks fine at the moment. But I played some Uncharted. It was Uncharted. There was nothing new.
I did want to get back to that because I finished it and I wanted to start it again.
And
I want to see what it's like on the Pro and on the 4. I've got too many things in my backlog to go back and replay a game at the minute, so I think it's gonna have to wait.
What else have I done? I purchased the Surge.
Oh, right, okay, I did see you tweet this, and I was like,
Yeah.
Do I say something now, or do I wait and...
That bag, it's like dark. I was like, nah, this is fine. I'm with it. Then I bought it. Then I got past the first boss, and it just became infuriating.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I just want to throw this game at people because it is so annoying.
This is a Dark Souls game, Anna.
And I don't play them games.
Yeah. I was surprised when I saw it. And I saw it on Twitter, and I went, "No, I'll wait and see what you think before I say anything." Because this is a game.
It's not easy. I don't want to put it down. Like when I'm playing it, I don't want to put it down. After a while, I get annoyed with it, and then I turn my PlayStation off. I'm not going to put myself through that.
Yeah.
It's just annoying. It's just there's bits that just annoy me. There's no map system, which I love them. And if you die, you lose all your scrap, and then you have a time limit to get that scrap back.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, you can increase your time limit if enemies on the way are fetching it. The fact is, with enemies, they all respawn every time you die, or you go back to your ops, which, oh my gosh, that is annoying. Trust me. But I'm not going to get rid of it yet. I'll persevere with it, but the demo is not. It's a good representation of I can't say the word. Yes, it is the game, but it is really easy because it's level 1. It gets harder. Like the boss on the first one, I swore at the TV. I don't really swear when I'm playing games. Yeah.
That sounds like a Dark Souls boss.
But I swore like very bad words at my TV, because it was just really. It's not hard. It's just you have to have the knack, and if you don't have. Yeah, you know what I mean.
That's the thing with it. A lot of these games, you've got to be able to like sort of study the enemy. You've got to study them and work out the loop that they do. Work out what their attacks are. Work out where they do it, where they patrol and what have you. And then you've got to execute your moves perfectly to get rid of them. And you've got to be patient. You've got to be on the ball straight away with it. But you've got to know what you're doing. you can't just bumble your way or brute force these sort of
No,
games.
you can't.
Because you'll get punished straight away.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I haven't bought this game. Because I saw it come out a few months ago, and I went, yeah, all right, yeah, okay. It's from the people who did Lords of the Fallen, which is a dark take on Dark Souls. But they very much have the Dark Souls games in mind when these games are released. And yeah, it is incredibly punishing, and people love them for that reason. But they are not for everyone. They are a niche market, shall we say? So
it's not my type of game normally, but it's that time of the year. Something different played, not just my normal action adventure games, to just sink my teeth into something different, and it was fine. It just got a bit hard. I don't rage. I rage quit, but I don't throw things. Because my brothers would like throw things at the wall and smash up like shelving units when they couldn't get past speed or something. Trust me, there was this one guy I used to go out with when I was like in my teen years, and he smashed up a controller, like ripped his knuckle open, and had to go to hospital because he couldn't score a goal in FIFA.
Wow.
So that's a bit extreme. I'm not that mad at the game. Just don't base it on the first level because it does get hard. I also put in Horizon Dawn again.
Okay.
I didn't put it on to finish it. I just put it on to get into the world again.
Yeah.
Because you turn it up, because I'm like in the what I would say second area. So you got your first area, and then you go to where the flying dragons, robots.
Oh god, yeah, I can't remember the name now, but yeah.
Yeah. So I started it like again, and I was just going through it, but I got bored with just the waiting around for the things just to get out of the way and stuff. So I turned that off.
I mean, I realised after a while you can just run past things.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, you can run and just lay it past things. Because at first I thought this isn't like Zelda, because Zelda you could run past things and you just run past anything and go, right, see you later, and they'll eventually stop running you. But initially I was getting caught in Horizon with these monsters and what have you, these things. But I must have got to the ability to be able to just find where the gaps are, where to run, and enough just to get out of the reach of them, and then it's fine. But you're right, a lot of that game is spent sat in a bush waiting for people to do the patrol, and just so you can scoot past them or kill them or what have you. But I still say this is a game you need to persevere with, just for the ending, just for how that game ends. It's something else. It really is.
So I'll put that on for a little bit, and then what else did I play? Oh, I finished Metro. Last Light.
Last Light.
Yeah, so I finished 2033 a few weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, and then I put on Last Light, and I finished that today. I had a massive gaming fun today. We've got the girls aren't here, and Andy's just been pottering around, and I played it for like 4 hours today because I thought, I'm near the end, and it kept going on and on, and a bit more and a bit more. I didn't expect it to go on as long as it was, but I was on it for quite a while because I thought, I'm near the end. I wasn't near the end, but yeah, played it, finished it. It wasn't the ending I was expecting. I was like, oh no, that's not good. But because I know 3's coming out, so the ending wasn't what I was expecting it to be. But that's fine. I can handle that ending until the new one comes out in next year, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but this game is lovely because it's been like re-upped and HD'd and what, and it like now you can tell what you're doing. I can remember when I played it before and it was a bit brown and grey and very dark, and now they've put lights and stuff and you can see what you're doing. So yes, that's a great game. There is there's DLC on this that I didn't know. it's weird. I don't quite understand what it is, because you can, at the start of last night, I was sent out with a female character called Anna, and she scouts you while you go and make your way to the dead zone kind of thing. And you can play it from her perspective, but I don't know if you can play the full game as her perspective, because she is in the game throughout. Like, now and then she'll appear, but I don't know. I played the first bit, but then it was time for dinner and stuff, so I turned it off. But I'll keep on hold of that and just go through that. What else did I play? I just put on the Freedom Cry? Hold on. What's it called?
Oh, the Assassin's Creed one?
Yeah. So
Standalone Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. I installed it, and I put it on, and the very first thing you got to do battle, which I'm fine about. I could do them, but I don't know how to get onto, because you have to shoot 3 support boats and then shoot the big boat and then board it. I can't figure out how to board it. They don't give you any controls. So, because because obviously when you would have played this game, you would have played the main game, Black Flag, and then you would have got this DLC, and then you would have played it, and you would have... No, Kevin, are you printing?
No.
Can you hear that really weird noise?
No.
Yeah,
I can't hear anything either.
No.
It just sounds like someone's printing constantly, and it is like repetitive. It's the same amount of space of time, and then it makes a noise. Can you not hear it?
No.
Are you... See, it's just them again. I think it's your mic.
I don't think it is.
I don't know. It's just... I can hear it, and it was just off-putting. But anyway, Freedom Cry. Yeah, so there's no controls. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. So I don't know how to board the ship. Like, I keep pressing buttons, but I end up in the water, and then when I end up in the water, my controller disconnects from the PlayStation. That's quite early. You heard the PlayStation like noise, because it just disconnected with my controller, and that's happened to me twice since I've had the Pro, and I don't know why it happens. It, like, there's juice in it, but it's completely disconnected. It, like, falls over itself. Yeah,
That's
it's very
strange.
weird.
Yeah.
It just has control disconnect. I'm thinking, well, I know it's charged because I just took it off charge, and I don't know. It's weird. It happened to me on this game and on Horizon once. It just fell over itself.
Have you tried other controllers?
Yeah, but I don't know if, because I have a red one and a black one. I can't remember.
Right.
I don't know what colours they were when this happened, but Freedom, I just turned it off. I was like, I can't bother this. I'll go back to it when I can be bothered and read the how to control it. But yeah, it looked fine, I guess. Just looked a bit old, but it was from the PlayStation 3, and it was ported, wasn't it?
No, it was that the Black? No, it was the Black Flag game. Yeah, it was 2013, 2014 maybe.
Yeah, but you could buy it on the PlayStation 3, and then you could pay like a tenner to...
Yeah, you could do it over a lot.
Yeah, I did that. But it does look quite old now.
Yeah, I mean...
But that's about it this week. I'm not really... Well, I've done a lot, but not really got far in any of them. I've just been going around doing this, that, and the other, because I'm bored. Because I want to play something, but I don't know what. And that's what I'm in it right now. Because I know there's all these games coming, but I know I probably won't have time to play them, and that annoys me. I just want them to come out now, so I can play them before I'm busy. But they never do.
No, never works like that, does it?
No, which is annoying. They would sell like thousands if they brought out one of these top games now, like Far Cry. It would sell instantly because everybody wants to play a game. But no, it's time for the sports games or the niche games to come out. It's just like I've got no time for them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's been my week. Not a lot, but a bit. What about
Well, I alluded to it about 45 minutes ago. I played Tacoma off the back of Pab's recommendation last week, and it's excellent. I really rather enjoyed it. It's just a walking about, looking at stuff simulator, discovering a story as you go. Anna, I don't know why you're so resistant to play this. I've been telling you for days to go and play it. It was a lot of fun.
Because when I tell you games are good, you don't like them. So on that basis, I'm thinking games you tell me are good won't be that good. So
Yeah, but I don't like any games. This isn't really a game. It's a story.
Yeah, this is a good game. This is. How long does it take you to finish, Kev?
2.5 hours.
Yeah, but same as me then.
And I kind of need you to play it, Anna, because I messed up the recording of it. I managed to record my first episode, but for the last two, may not have had my microphone on. So in order to finish the game on YouTube, I need you to play it so that you can react to it as you're discovering the story, because I can't react to it again, so I can't, overdub it because it would be stupid. But if you're there reacting to it, then at least we can finish the series off on the channel. Because it is very good, and it's a very good story. It's really well done, really nicely put together.
I thought it was. I thought I knew what was happening in that game, and then it completely does a 180 on you and throws you in the other direction. It's so good. I was like, I didn't expect that to be how the payoff was going to be. It was just. You need to play this, Anna.
There you go. Even Pab's saying it's good. Plus, it's a game I've actually purchased. You know how rare it is for me to spend money on a game. So you should take advantage of that when it happens.
So did you find out the timeline stuff then, Kev? I had to comment this video because you were struggling.
I don't think I really needed it. I think I got everything I needed without messing around with the little... You said it was something to do with colour-coded, and I wasn't seeing colours and stuff, but it all made sense.
Right.
I knew what was going on. I got enough out of it without needing to go into that much detail.
So what I was trying to explain to you was that every time there is... Through that, the timeline pops up with like a replay of what has happened, and... Every time there's a question mark comes up, it is colour coded to a specific person. So if it's yellow, then the yellow person has them little AR files appear on them, and you can look through their files and find out stuff. That's where you found out a lot of the
I never even read
codes and stuff
I
like
never
that.
read any of that.
You know, there's a lot of the locker codes and certain things that were locked for you.
I just figured all that out.
You had to go and find them in them sort of things. Yeah. Yeah, and it doesn't really massively detract from the story. Just as long as you're listening and watching the story as it goes through it, then you kind of get the gist of what's going on. So, that is one that everyone needs to play, I think.
Agreed. It's very, very much fun time. Happy. Although I kind of get why some people have had a little bit of a whinge that it's 15 quid. Not because I don't think it was worth 15 quid as an experience, because I think it was very good. But it felt very much like one episode of a Telltale game, and you buy a whole season of that for 15 quid. So, on that basis, I perhaps would have liked a little bit more. Yeah,
but you've also got to look at the fact that this is... I'm not certain on this, but you've got to look at the team who made this game and look at the teams that are making the Telltale games and what have you. I don't know.
Why do I need to look at the teams to decide if it was value for money?
There's like 4 or 5 people that made this game.
Well, then they don't need as much money. Then Telltale should charge more to pay all their salary costs.
Surely they do, because they have spent a lot longer making this game, and to make a game for 2 years and keep 4 or 5 people employed. And
I don't know. It still feels like it's the same. It's the same amount of man hours has gone into this as one episode of a Telltale game would have been. Not an entire series of a Telltale game. So I don't know. It felt like it should have been maybe 6 or 7 quid.
But the quality is though, because
No,
I mean,
quality's
better.
roughly
Telltale
equivalent.
games
It was
still using that
excellent.
No. You cannot say that because they are still using the same engine on
Yeah.
these
If it's
Telltale
not
games that
broke,
they are
don't
using
fix
for
it.
Walking Dead games, which it's not broken. It is broken.
What's
Fix
wrong with it?
The game it runs at about 5 frames a second.
Who
half
cares?
The time. Who cares?
Yeah.
That kind of takes you out of the story when Batman's doing like 5 frames per second walks and
I don't
I'm not
count
saying
how
anything
many
wrong with
frames per
Telltale
second
games.
a man is when he's walking around. As long as he's moving, I'm happy.
No, that engine is broken.
My eyes
That
only
engine-
see
I have
about
to
3
agree.
frames a second.
There needs to be a overhaul of that stuff has been running from the Xbox 360. You can't tell me they have not advanced the technology since then because they've done nothing. It's the same engine with a different story every single time, and they need to do
Just
something
like
about
when
it.
you
because
buy you buy a novel, they've put this out on paper and bound it again. They did this in the last novel and the one before. So if it's a good story, that's fine. Keep doing it.
You just took the argument I was about to make and took it to an absurd level. But I was about to say it seems pretty clear that Pad prefers the mechanisms and the whatever's the way
That's
they
all
do
part of a
things.
game, though, isn't it? That is all
Whereas
part of
Kevin
a game.
and I prefer to be spun a yarn and taken on
But
an adventure.
I enjoy a story,
but you prefer
to get there in such a sluggish way, it takes me out of the story. Is
See,
what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
really care. If they said to me, play the game for half an hour on your PS4, but then you have to switch to your Xbox and then jump to your PC, and then suddenly you're on your mobile and you're in the middle of the English Channel, I'd go with that. It's a story. It's great. Whereas,
What about the fact that one episode you play episode 1 of whatever Telltale game it is, and it goes, no, we don't have any recollection of this when you get to episode 2. You wipe your save.
That's never happened
What about
to
that?
me.
that's never happened to me
That
either.
is a common thing that happens in these Telltale games.
Maybe you're not very good at saving.
It's not me. It's never happened to me, but there are accounts of this.
Shut up then.
No. You have to take that into account. If people are saying this is what's happening,
Yeah, but
and there
people
is
are
a
morons, mate. I swear.
but you can't say people are morons when a
No,
game
hear
is
me out,
game
like,
save's been deleted.
I
You're a
swear-
moron if the game deleted. You say no. That's not
I
on.
swear blind that I turned off auto renew on my PS Plus renewal. I'm certain I've done that every year. The monsters have renewed it, but I know in the back of my mind that me and all the other people ranting could just be idiots. But no one's ever going to say that. Do you know what I mean? I am certain I went through the process of clicking it, but there's more chance that I have missed a fundamental step because maybe the system's not as straightforward as I thought.
You've been turning it back on all these years.
Yeah, like who knows? Like, that's exactly it. I could have been going in there going, oh, I'll make sure that's ticked so they know I don't want it. And the tick could mean they want it. But I've decided I don't care because it comes out of my wife's account. But we don't know whether all these people who are moaning about the fact their saves have been destroyed, there could be all sorts of reasons. Maybe they live next door to a magnet factory and they don't realise that.
Not the same person.
Oh, mate, it is. What if it is? It's just setting up.
Because there are multiple.
account.
No, there are multiple accounts of this, and it's not like it's gold.
Have
No,
you
keep
checked
going.
that not all the people that live down the road from the magnet factory?
The magnet
No,
factory.
because I'm not like the FBI. You can.
They might
Well,
all live
anyway,
in a big magnet.
Tacoma was good, if a little overpriced.
Yeah.
Is what it is. But it was
You
fine.
get what you pay for.
Nah, you get a little bit less than what you pay for, but it was still a really good game. It would have been fantastic value for money for £8.
Tell you what. I tell you what. That's
Pat.
it. I'm done with you. You don't. No, get lost.
I feel like you're the one man in the world, in the world of MGP, who, you're there for the mechanisms and the quality of the code.
Well, someone should be.
The hardware and, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not saying you're wrong. Like, honestly, don't get me wrong. I completely, like, you get what you get out of it. You know, some people will prefer to watch a film that is amazingly shot with, you know, really clever little things going on in the background that will go over my little head. I want a story that makes me go, and that's,
So porn,
you know,
then.
I was reading. Sorry, what?
You want porn. You want a story that makes you make those noises.
I saw a thread earlier about how the fourth Avengers film was being produced as of today. And people were moaning that surely enough is enough. How can they be making more superhero films? What's the point? And all this. And I'm thinking, well, hang on. Like, for little old me, these are the ones that are getting me out to the cinema. Like, the only reason I saw Planet of the Apes was because I wanted to see Spider-Man, but you lot wanted to see it later on, so I saw it later with you and watched something else. You know what I mean? Like, you know, beyond that, the only films I've seen for the past few years have been superhero films, pretty much. And yet there are people out there who are moaning because they want to see some highly technical master class of acting. And that seems to be where you are, Pab. You want to just see you want to be amazed by what people can do with the mechanics, whereas I'd rather they just made a decent story.
I want everything. I want a complete game. That's all I want.
Well, you should play
I don't
Destiny
mind
2 then.
if people just make a good story out of a turd, mate.
I can't wait.
Other than that,
Maybe Destiny 2 would be amazing.
Other than that, I've been playing a little game called Football Manager, which is lots of fun. Don't know if I've mentioned it before, but that's a splendid thing.
When do you get hands on the next one?
Probably the same time as everybody else, would be my guess.
But you're Lucio.
I am, which is why I won't get it early, because then I'll talk about it in public.
What have you done?
Well, no, because then just like when you get invited into betas for stuff, they always make sure you're not part of the media, don't they? So the fact that I do YouTube stuff about it means they're probably not going to show it to me early because I won't be able to stop myself talking about it because I'm a monster.
I don't know.
You'll start reviewing your new shed and how it compares to last year's shed and the wood grain and all of that, which got us in trouble with Microsoft, didn't it?
Well, hopefully I'll be able to shake the right hands when I'm at this Nottingham thing next month and get myself early access that way. Because I imagine the beta is out there being tested at the moment, or the alpha, or whatever it might be. People are testing that game out there at the moment. 'Cause when I used to test it, I had it by now.
Let's be honest. Do you want it? Do you want it?
Not if I can't make videos.
You've not got
I
enough on
won't
your
play
plate.
it. Yeah,
So, I mean, have you not got enough on your plate to be doing without
Yeah,
testing
if,
a game that isn't out for 4 months?
I'd have a little look if I was allowed to make a video with some first impressions, but if I don't ever play Football Manager unless I'm making a video about it now. So playing Football Manager is my job now, so I don't do it for pleasure anymore.
I was going to say to you, actually, well, actually, no, I've got an idea for a series you could do. Should I save it for after you can decide whether you like it and then do it?
No, tell me now.
Yes. No.
No, I was thinking you should, especially because I was listening to TalkSport. They're talking about Huddersfield and Brighton and Newcastle coming up and whether they had any chance in the universe of staying up. And I thought you should, maybe not with them, but with some sort of league in the world, probably them though, do a no chance in hell story where you take on one of these clubs who clearly have no chance of staying up because they're so small, so no budget and so on and so forth, compared to the big boys, and keep them up, because I reckon it'd be good for a one-off, surely, at least. If you took Huddersfield and straight away made him a Champions League team, then I'd be shocked. I don't see that happening.
Football Manager's a weird thing, though. I simulated this season just as to do like predictions, and the simulated version had Brighton finishing 8th in the Premier League. So Football Manager just does its weird quirks anyway when stuff just happens weirdly. So,
see, I think Brighton could do that because their manager's massively rich, so he's going to fund it. I have to believe Huddersfield will stay up because I don't know if you're aware, but my brother-in-law now works for them.
I'm still not allowed to like them. I'm still have to chuckle at the Believe shirts.
Oh God, yeah. I still laugh at the fact that we turned up, little old Peterborough. You know, there was probably a couple of thousand of us, if that. Nothing to mark the day. We were just there for a day out, and they lost. I think that's brilliant. But my brother-in-law works for him now, and I've got to hope they stay up, just because then he gets to carry on working for a Premier League team. But I just thought take on them, see if you can keep them up with all your abilities and whatnot. It might make it for a semi-good series that would attract.
Sheepdog. You should probably watch my videos every now and again. I don't have any abilities. I just do it all. I set it all to automatic and then talk over it.
Well, okay, but still, just call it the No Chance series.
And then can I have Vince McMahon's No Chance music playing as well at the same time? Because I need to give Vince McMahon another reason to sue me. I haven't upset the WWE for a week or so I'll use his theme music.
There you go.
Excellent.
Do it.
I think that's it for gaming. Other than the fact that I think this is completely fair game because I heard Toz do it on Cranky Gamers. I am now a Twitch affiliate, so if you have Amazon Prime, feel free to use your Amazon Prime to use Twitch Prime and subscribe to me on Twitch for free, because then I get money and you don't lose anything and everybody wins. So twitch.tv/LaLujoFM. I like money. It feeds my kids and stuff. They eat money. I'm trying to stop it. It's not healthy. But yeah.
So how do you get money? I go to Twitch.
Yeah, it's twitch.tv/LaLujoFM, because they won't let me drop the FM on there because they're mean. You hit the subscribe, but there's a way to subscribe using Amazon Prime. Don't actually know how it works.
Yeah, you have to buy Amazon Prime first.
He's already got Amazon
I am
Prime.
an Amazon Prime. Yeah. So I'm on it now, although Loki Doki GG's hosting a video.
Yeah, I'm hosting it.
Kevin's hosting it.
Yeah.
What? So if I click subscribe,
then you should be able to do it with your
$5.
No, there's a way to do it with your Amazon Prime. You might have to link your Amazon to Twitch.
I'll tell you how to do it. So you click on a stream of Kev's thing, and then there is a little arrow next to the subscribe. You can click on that, and it drops down, and you can say subscribe with Amazon Prime.
It doesn't say that.
Perhaps you have to link your Amazon to your Twitch.
You have to link your Amazon to Twitch. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I wasn't signed in. That was step one.
There you go.
We'll talk him through it on air. But yeah, if you are a long time MGPer,
you nearly died the other week. And all I kept thinking was, how on earth would he pay for his family if his skull had burst open and he was in a wheelchair for the next year, regrowing a head or whatever the hell you do to recover from that kind of injury. I thought, how the hell is he going to pay the bills? So if I can subscribe on whatever thing you just told me to do, to make sure that they don't live end up in the gutter because you've smashed your head on a marble table. I'm up for that.
Splendid. And if anyone else wants to do that as well, that would be much appreciated, because it helps pay the bills and all that. And plus, the more people that do it, the more likely Twitch are to stop ignoring my emails when I'm asking if I can move up to the next level in their little ecosystem that allows me to take a bigger cut and get paid faster. So let's keep drawing attention to old Kev. You know how much he likes attention. So that's twitch.tv/LaLujoFM. Thank you. Right.
I just linked my Prime account to it, so it's worked.
Splendid. Marvellous stuff.
Good.
Thank you. I have money now. I can go and buy myself a hat.
A hard hat, so you don't end up smashing your head on
that's not a bad
bloody
idea.
tables.
Right, movies.
Then you're essentially immortal.
And whatnot.
Yes.
Has anyone seen a movie or a whatnot this week? No?
No.
Excellent. See you next week, boys and girls.
I've not seen a movie.
Have you seen a whatnot?
Yeah. I want.
Yes.
Oh.
You want to know?
No.
You want to know?
No.
Yeah, go on.
Are we up to date with Game of Thrones? Come on.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, we are finally now.
Excellent. So we can talk about it.
We can.
Good. This was a good episode for me. I thought this was probably the best one this season.
People were saying it was the best one of all time. My expectations were so high at first.
It was good.
I thought the episode before was better.
Good.
I liked the episode before when they all just started meeting up again. That was fun for me.
Yeah, that was good. But finally,
was it at 5 this week?
4, I think.
4. So there's 3 left.
Yeah, so there's 3 left.
Wow.
Is that it?
Yeah, there's only 3 left. We're already halfway through the season. Yeah. It's how much can we say without spoiling? Or are we spoiling regardless?
Just give them 5 minutes more.
There's not much to spoil.
People can fast forward if they don't want spoiling.
Yeah, there's not a massive. Because I'm a big fan of. Is it Bronn?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't stand
I'm a
him.
Robson or Jerome. One of them. Jerome.
Oh, him. Yeah. I thought you meant
Yeah. No, not Bran.
child.
Not Bran.
Oh,
No. He's just a bit creepy now. I know.
He is very creepy.
Bronn. As soon as I saw he was after that, because he'd not been in this season, I thought, oh yeah, okay, he's back, cool. And then as soon as he gets on that big ballista thing, and then starts firing at the dragon, I was like, oh no! I was like, I don't want him to die, but this is his time to die because I do not want to see a dragon killed, especially with Daenerys on the back of it. I was like, I do not want to see that dragon come crashing down in that battlefield.
That would have been quite interesting.
He has to die
see how
now.
she gets out of that.
Oh God! I mean, it would have been mad if they'd have taken her down. You'd have been like, well, hang on, like you spent however many seasons building up to this moment, and they've just shot you down.
Yeah,
I'm glad he survived it. I don't think they would have killed the dragons that quick, but they must. One of them surely.
Well, I think they have to kill one of them at some point because they've got effectively 9 episodes left.
Mm.
They're going to kill them off at some point.
Lots of people are saying they'll end up with White Walker dragons, like an ice dragon.
Oh.
If one of them does die, which I think would be really interesting.
Yeah. And the ending pretty much. Is Jaime survived from that?
Yeah, because otherwise they'd have killed him on the episode. They're not just going to give him. They're not just going to start the next episode by going, "Oh yeah, Jamie died." Then they'll give him a proper death. He's been in it since the first episode. Yeah. So the fact they didn't do that means he's still alive.
Just left him in jeopardy. I reckon Bronn knocked him out.
Isn't that the whole point of Game of Thrones? That you expect it to be like, "Oh yep, he'll escape," and then he's dead. How can they justifiably have him survive when his hand was made of gold? He was covered in heavy armour. Yeah. You know, he sunk like a lead balloon.
Yeah, that's what they've had the armour
just drag him out.
Interviewing armour smiths and what have you. And drag like a ton weight out of the ocean.
Yeah.
I was thinking afterwards that Moonface, or whatever his name is, Moon Boy, I can't remember now, in the books, and he's been in the show. He drowned as a kid, and now but was rescued, and now he's a friend of Stannis' daughter, and he just kind of talks nonsense and says things that are kind of like prophecies, but people just assume they're gibberish. And I thought to myself, I wonder whether, because they have the whole drowned god in Game of Thrones, where people will be held underwater until they pass out, and then if they survive, they're blessed, and they're part of a religion or whatever. I was just wondering whether rescuing him might be going along that line. Maybe he'll just follow that. I don't know. It'd be really random because he's had no connection with any of those characters before, but it was the only thing I could think of that linked to the rest of the lore, having someone drown. They might just fish him out, as Kev said, and it just be like, job done.
I think they'll get dragged out.
If he's not a prisoner, because my thought was I'd have him as a prisoner of Daenerys. I'd have him realise Cersei's mental, and then maybe he ends up being the one who has to take her out.
Interesting.
On Thronecast a few weeks ago, the bloke who played Hodor was on it, and he said that she was going mad like her dad, Cersei, and it was like, well, hang on a minute, her dad wasn't mad, and everyone started thinking that maybe her dad was a Targaryen, which would be mad again. So there could be that. She could become the Mad Queen. And Jamie's obviously got a history of killing the Mad Monarchs. So if he was to kill the Mad Queen, it'd all work. It'd all be for that.
What do you think of? Well, someone's. I don't know if I've heard this now that Gendry is supposed to be turning up again at some point.
Only in a rowing competition, I imagine.
Is he? You reckon? What?
Well, the last we saw of Gendry, he was rowing a boat into the
Rowing off into the sunset, yeah.
And, it's just been the ongoing joke for about 4 seasons that he's just rowing and rowing and rowing and rowing.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to turn up at some point, hasn't he? Surely, but maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But I saw somewhere that he's supposed to be turning up again. I'm like, all right,
he must, mustn't he? You can't be the bastard of the old king and not have any relevance.
Yeah. Because he was just literally shipped off season 2? Pretty early on?
Yeah. Isn't he essentially I don't know. He can't be the only bastard unless they kill all of them. But he'd be the only blood relative of Robert Baratheon.
They did go around killing all of them because he hid, and then he got out of the out of Westeros, not Westeros, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
So he's literally the last living Baratheon child out of all of them. And I guess if they found him, and I don't know, unless everyone believed Bran, who can see everything, I don't see how they can be like, yeah, your dad was Robert Baratheon, and you're now the king. But by rights, he is the only living heir of the 7 Kingdoms, isn't he?
Well, no, Daenerys.
No, because she's coming back to steal them. It's her if you ignore the Baratheons. But
if you take a step back again, yeah.
But the Baratheons are the current heirs, and Cersei's only there because everyone assumes that her children are not inbred monsters.
Baratheons, yeah. Well,
I've never really thought about this until now, and it's like, hang on a minute, Gendry's basically king of Westeros.
Well, they should give him a crown then.
They could at least let him off that boat. It's been 4 years. If they don't have his entry back into the show, him rowing to a shore and being like,
he's got massive arms. He's been rowing.
If he doesn't be like, I thought I'd never see land again, then I'll be well disappointed. They brought a hot pie back the other week.
Yes. Yeah.
Wasn't that just to promote his takeaway or whatever it was that he's doing now? Thought that was just a favour to him.
Just come back as whenever I'm hungry, I eat hot pies.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was, wasn't it? Right, have we seen any other televisual experiences this week?
Yeah. Preacher.
Never heard of
Sheepdog.
it.
Dog.
Oh, God, yeah, it was really good this week. I thought, okay, are you not happy with it?
I'm not happy with it.
Why?
Because the books are so much better. I'm sick of them. I want them to get on with stuff. They're just spinning these wheels in New Orleans. This came to my mind. It is so much like, in the same sense of Walking Dead Season 2, where you spent the entire season in the barn, at the farm, sorry.
That is a good show.
And it's just spending the entire season at New Orleans with nothing happening, and it's just all about stuff that is nothing relevant to the books whatsoever anymore.
Oh, I mean, they are doing stuff. You're making it sound like they just sat around. Jesse spent the episode trying to find out
in a PC world, basically.
Yeah, info on that video. I thought that was entertaining.
That came to nothing.
Cassidy spent the episode trying to decide whether or not to vampire his son.
But that's the thing. There's no call of this in any of the books, and it's infuriating me because there's so much better stuff they could be doing. and they're not.
I kind of feel like if they'd gone straight into the books, though, people would feel like it was a bit too wacky and.
I don't care.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't care.
It's one of the best comics I've ever read.
It's just not a patch on the books. And I'm not saying it's a bad program because I'm still enjoying it, but because I'm reading it and I'm like going, this isn't as good. I know it isn't as good, and the whole ass face in hell thing, I don't know what's going on because that is not even close to the books.
It is pretty mad, isn't it? I find that one a little bit like, well, hang on a minute.
Ass face in hell with Hitler.
Yeah,
what?
That's completely off the wall. I'm enjoying it, but I don't know what to think about it in the overall arc. Like, I can't really see how that's going to lead into his actual story arc.
Like I say, for me, they're just spinning wheels till the last episode where they drop a massive bombshell and go, see you next year. And that is really disappointing to me because they started off pretty quick and got off to stuff, and then they've stopped and started spinning the wheels. And there's no stuff with Star should have happened much. It should have accelerated it a bit, and it hasn't really.
I can agree, but I also feel like they have such rich characters to work from and such a great story to work from.
Yeah,
they can probably afford to spin their wheels a little bit when they want to, because even if they just spent an episode having a laugh at how ridiculously naive arse face is, it's still entertaining.
There you go, Sheepdog. I've got another one for you.
Go on.
First episode of Preacher, Tulip makes a rocket launcher out of next to nothing. All right. Yeah. And now she's having like PTSD stuff from the Saint of Killers, which you're like, hang on a minute. In the comic book, she is an absolute badass who isn't afraid of nothing and doesn't take anything from anyone. And now she's suddenly become this petrified person who doesn't sleep and you're like,
I didn't realise that's what she was supposed to be doing. I thought she was just feeling a little bit disillusioned by the fact that her whole life has been absorbed by the fact Jesse's trying to hunt down God.
She's not sleeping at all. She's just constantly going out to that dodgy dive bar and just not sleeping, doing all sorts of jobs because as soon as she sleeps, she gets that bloody nightmare of the Saint of Killers trying to kill her again, and she's become this like petrified, like scared just person. And
I agree.
That's nothing like. I mean, that's not even from nothing like the character from the first episode of the series who was taking on helicopters with a man-made rocket launcher. You know, it's complete turn for her, and I don't know. I'm just a bit disillusioned with it at the minute. Maybe it's just because I
can agree. I hadn't really thought about that. I just assumed she was feeling a bit fed up with the fact that she doesn't really care for the whole quest they're on, does she? It's not her journey, and she's kind of just being forced to join the ride out of, I don't know.
That's not really I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to go away from the books because that isn't part of the books either. Am I wrong? She's not like against it in the book. She's
not against it, but it's not her quest.
No, but she seems like she's kicking her heels in half the time in this.
Well, I think she was in the show. She genuinely didn't give a crap about any of the God stuff. I mean, for the comics, she didn't believe it for most of it. She just kind of went along with it, and she was quite peripheral in the comics. She was very cool and very badass, but she wasn't really a main focus of the story. I mean, there were whole points where she just wasn't part of it. She wasn't even there, and I don't know. The show built her up to be a major player that was going to be there all the time, but let's not forget there was a whole arc in the comic where neither her nor Cassidy were there, and that's going to be a struggle on the TV show.
I don't know how they'll go about that. I'm assuming you mean the Salvation parts, and because the Salvation parts are part of. See, the Salvation parts with King Cannon are all part of season 1 now.
Yeah, to be fair,
they have messed around with this stuff so much, and you're like, why are you doing this?
Just have faith. I think they've had to have.
I'm going to watch it, and I will probably enjoy it, but I will know deep in my mind that this is not a patch on the books. That is as much as I can say.
Which is why I haven't watched any of it, apart from the first couple of episodes.
But if you consider that they've got the whole canon to go from on this, So they've read it all. They can plan it out from A to B, A to Z. Sorry, from day one. Yeah. It's not like Game of Thrones where they could plan it out from like A to M, and then N through Z was kind of screwed because it hadn't been written yet. So they've got to kind of ask the original people, which in Preacher's case they're dead.
Oh no.
One of the main guys is dead, isn't he?
I don't think the actual writer is dead.
Okay, no, my mistake. I just assumed it was someone more yeah. But yeah, they've got the whole story laid out, and they can decide how they want to bend it. Whereas with Game of Thrones, it's very much we know already that certain parts aren't the same because there's characters that have died in the show that are still alive in the books, and there's characters in the show who are dead, who are major characters, who in the books they're not at that point yet, but George Martin has released chapters from his new books where those characters are front and centre and more than alive. It's like he's hinting that it's completely different now. Preacher can do whatever the hell it wants because it knows where it's got to end up, and it's got to just make it work for telly. Whereas, I'm kind of just treating it like a different thing. It's not the same. It's like iZombie's not the same comic. I didn't know that was the case, but Kev tells me that it's not the same story. It's just the same characters. Just see Preacher as that.
How did you get this? Is the first time I feel like I can compare this to when The Walking Dead came out, and it is complete. There is some massive differences in the TV program to the comic book. Are you getting this? I don't know. This is how I feel like.
There's not that many massive differences with The Walking Dead, is there? I mean, it's.
There is. Andrea is dead in the show.
Yeah, but he's saying when it first came out, if you compare the first arc of the comic to the first season of the TV show, they're almost the same.
Yeah. There's bits where it's not, like Shane.
But they're almost the same.
Yeah. But again, I mean, with Walking Dead, you just accept it at a certain point. They're two different things. Preacher was a new show that had literally just come out on its own off the bat, you'd be like, this is a good show.
Yeah, it would be. But like I say, that's what got me into the books. I didn't go the other way around, so it's... What... I don't know what I was going to say now. I've lost my train of thought.
You were going to give me £1.
Damn it. £1?
Yeah, I'll have £1 if you're for him.
It's got an AK-47 on it.
All right, that's fine.
Oh, I'll buy it off you.
18 grand.
I'll give you 15.
I feel like no one's giving me £1 here.
Well, Sheetler's going to sell it to you after I sold it to him.
I don't want to buy £1.
Oh.
What if the price was 50p?
Oh, then yeah, I'll have it.
No, you said you didn't want it.
What else have we watched? Sheepdog, have you watched Rick and Morty this week?
I have. Pickle Rick, very good.
Pickle Rick is one of the best characters ever.
Have you noticed how... I mean, even before that episode aired, I mean, I've got a colleague who she came in wearing a Pickle Rick t-shirt, and I was like, the episode came out a day ago. Like, how have you got a Pickle Rick t-shirt in a day? It's like the second they advertised it.
To be fair, it was on the trailer.
Yes, I mean, the second the trailer had Pickle Rick just became an icon. She did say to me, I must admit, when I watched it, I didn't realise how gory Pickle Rick was going to be with all the different like arms and legs that he got from rats and stuff.
Yeah, it was so cool.
It was a great episode. I mean, they're such good writers. I mean,
yeah. This is up there with to me, it's up there with South Park for.
Yeah, I'd say it's up, but they've got way more imagination. South real world scenarios and makes them weird, whereas
satirise them. Yeah,
Rick and Morty isn't satire; it's genuine imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great writers. I'm so glad that the rumours of them being enemies was just that, rumours. And I'm still not convinced someone like Kev would get it or like it. I just don't think it's your cup of tea, Kev.
Yeah, maybe not. Do you like cartoons, Kev?
If we've got superheroes in.
Rick's
not a superhero.
What?
He's a what?
What?
It's just there's just so many good phrases, good
Yeah.
lines. I mean, you know, there's just lots of silly things. I mean, I love the phrase "What's up, my glip glops," and I think that's hilarious because, like, it's just the whole scene of you can't call people glip glops. It's the most offensive, phrase in their language, and then he just comes storming in like, "What's up, my glip glops?" That just makes me laugh because it's just random, just mental random stuff.
Yeah.
Wobble Up Another Dub is like another one that's just mental.
The whole start of this week's episode just had me cracking up when he's going, Morty, come in here. I mean,
Yeah.
going,
So
where are you? He went, look down on the tape. All I see is a pickle. He went, turn it over. And it's just his face. Pickle Rick.
I don't know how you're going to feel about me saying this.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I watch this program,
Yeah.
I do kind of feel like this could equally be Rick and Pab or Sheepdog Pab. And do you not see what I mean? Like, I could be like, Pab, come here. You're like, where are you, Sheepdog? what are you doing? Where are you? I can hear you, but I can't see you. What's going on, Sheepdog? And then, like, obviously, I'm not going to turn myself into a pickle, but all bets are off. Like, if I'm calling you, you can hear his voice. You don't know what's happening. You don't know where that's going to end up.
I don't mind being the Morty to your Rick Sheepdog. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and when I was watching this week, that was what crossed my mind. I just thought, poor old Pab, like this is a mirror into his world. Well, the window into his world. Sorry, the mirror would be useless. Just the nonsense you have to endure.
Yeah, it says it right. That says spot on. There you go.
Whew. Splendid. Any more television, or is it time for everyone's favourite bit? Comic books.
I have just finished Archer on Netflix, and I'm chuffed that I've got through it all. It's all really good. I'm also one episode away from finishing Friends from College, which is average at best. I don't think I would recommend anyone watching it. It's a Netflix original series. It's just not great. I'd be surprised if they bothered really pushing it for a second season. Archer, amazing. Yeah, I recommend that. I need a new program full of arseholes. I said it last week. I think I've literally exhausted the well now. There are no other shows on Netflix about horrible people.
Oh, tell you what I did watch.
Go on.
Started watching House of Cards again.
Is that about horrible people?
Oh, just there's some of the scummiest people on earth.
Interesting. Now
You not seen House of Cards?
I've only seen the first episode, and it just got a bit irritating. How he was like, "See that front row there? Yeah, that's me there in the background. Yeah, there's me." Wink.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. He does a lot of fourth wall breaking and talking to the camera.
I'm the absolute nutter sat over here telling everyone. And it's like, yeah, all right, mate, I get it.
I don't know if he talk like that.
Well, no, he doesn't have a Cockney accent.
I don't know if he's a Cockney geezer.
He's not a geezer, but he's a bit braggadocious. He just talks about how he's, I'm the main man. You think he's the president, but you ain't met me, mate. I stand in the background. I'm the puppet master, innit? And you're like, all right, Mister, whatever your name is.
Yeah, I watched the first season and was just gripped to it. And I started watching the second season and got taken away from it by something else. But the first episode of the second season, I don't know if anyone else has seen it. The first episode of the second season is something. I've never been so shocked at something in my entire life as to what happened. Just like gobsmacked at that. Did that just happen? I was speechless, and it is so good.
I know what bit you're talking about.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was good.
I wasn't expecting that.
It's a good show.
It was incredible. Yeah, and I'm going to carry on watching that now, I think, because I need something else to fill my time sometimes.
I need to watch it now so that I know the line. Like, if there's a bit there that you find shocking, and then Pickle Rick is like the limit of it, I need to find some sort of middle ground where I can just be like, Bab, come here in it, and then blow you away.
Yeah. Okay, you watch it. Come back to me.
If you're telling me they're arseholes, then I'll watch it.
There are some. Am I right, Kev? There are some real scummy people in that.
Yeah, they're all politicians. They're all scummy.
Yeah, they're all slimy dirtbags.
Most politicians are kind of portrayed as dumb and naive or stupid or riddled with mistakes or being caught out. I don't really care for the way politicians are in real life and are portrayed in programs. They're not very interesting. But if they've got their wits about them and they're just horrible, then yeah, I like watching horrible people.
Well, he is basically. And it's a political thriller, should we say? And it's just, like I say, it's genuinely good programming.
I'll give it a shot because I've heard good things.
Yeah.
Splendid. But I believe that just leaves us with comic book time. Anna, are you sticking around this week?
I'll just listen.
Yay! I went to a comic book shop this week, everybody, with none other than Bouncy B Hall with a H after the second B. I did not spend £100. I spent £18.
What?
What? I spent
Not
£18.
what Bouncy said.
£1,800?
No, £18.
Where was this announced? Someone on
Where was
Twitter
it announced?
It was like, oh, you're meeting up with... No, you get what I mean. So someone on Twitter was talking to Bouncy, like, you're meeting with... are you returning to the podcast? And he was like, no, I'm just meeting up with old friends. And I thought, well, how did this person randomly know?
I imagine Bouncy was talking about it. I don't know.
Said, he said, meeting up with someone like either some former podcast host and upcoming YouTube celebrity, I think he said.
Oh, right, I missed that bit.
Yeah.
I was just like, why are Kevin Bouncy announcing a reunion in Peterborough? like their arch enemies who are, the Gallagher brothers rekindled their friendship after all these years.
I announced
How
nothing.
was the B-Hall?
It's splendid. Although a woman in Asda asked if we were brothers and then wouldn't believe us when we said no. So I won't ever associate with him again after that. I can't be seen in public with him if people are going to say we're brothers.
Did not say, like, where's your third brother, Nick Frost?
This racism that I have to be subjected to is horrific. Anyway, in said comic book shop, I procured some comics. I don't actually remember what I bought. I haven't read them yet. I've put them in my bag ready to take to a tent with us tomorrow.
Girls.
I got I got the newest trade of Paper Girls because I'm not sure if I finished it in single issues or not, but I needed the trade anyway, so that's there to be read. And I think, is Clean Room the one that's just finished or just had another trade out? Because I think I got the newest one of that as well.
Volume 3.
Yeah,
Volume 3.
So that's sat there in my bag ready to go as well. So they're the two that I've purchased. I've not read them yet, but they will be read by next week because they're both sat there ready to be consumed. Very reasonably priced as well. Getting both of them for less than £20. I was rather impressed with myself.
Really? That's good.
Yeah.
It's very good because, I mean, I'll go tomorrow and... Go on, Kev.
Kevin?
I was trying to think what it was. I'm just thinking out loud. There was another one that I tried to get, but it was £15 just for itself. It might have been Giant Days. It might have been like volume 6 or 5 of Giant Days or whatever it was. But that was £15 just for itself. So I left that on the shelf and got the cheaper ones.
I keep seeing Giant Days and want to know, is it just about teenagers?
So yeah, it's, three university students in Northampton. I think they're in Northampton, or they're from Northampton and they're in Sheffield or something. And it's just what they get up to at uni. It's basically mature. They've nicked our idea and made it into a comic and about girls who were younger than we were, but it's the same kind of shenanigans. It's really good. I like it a lot. It's one of my favourite things, Giant Days. It's just excellent.
Cool. I think I've got the first volume of a Humble Bundle.
Well, then you need to read it because it's very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I will get onto it. I've got a bit of a pile of shame forming.
Good. You should feel shame.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think I've actually read anything this week because it's been a busy week again. This whole retirement thing is hard work. I'm doing more work now than ever. I don't understand. I was led to believe I'd just be able to sit around drinking martinis and reading comics, but it doesn't seem to be turning out that way.
You need the money to afford the martinis and the comics.
Yeah. Well, hopefully all of our thousands of listeners all just subscribe to me with their Amazon Prime, and next week I'll actually, after threatening it for years, I'll turn up with my gold shoes on.
How much do you think you'll get out of it? I'm hoping that I've basically just covered your rent by signing up to that at no extra cost to myself.
I get £2.50 a month out of it for each person who does it.
Oh, that's awesome. That'll
So,
do.
yeah,
That'll
if we get, I did my first stream last night since I got my little subscribe button and ended the stream with 20 people who'd subscribed, which was just awesome. So, yeah, Twitch is becoming a nice little earner. I'm earning more out of Twitch already than I was out of YouTube. Well, I am out of YouTube, and I've only done like 8 streams.
Yeah, a lot of YouTubers do say that's where the money is at the minute. It's because the more that YouTuber is strangling the YouTuber sort of thing with the advertising revenues and whatnot, Twitch is becoming a more and more attractive place to be.
And
I know there'll be
it's
some
loads of
people
fun as
listening,
well.
like, we have it all the time.
I know.
Yeah, well, yeah, it sounds like you're having great fun. I was going to say, I know there's loads of people out there who will be a little bit like, but I think it's, I genuinely want it to be like, if you get £2.50 or £5 or whatever, I want people to do it because I kind of feel like you've done it for the right reasons. When those reasons are fixed, like long term, when you're at Ruse 18 and goes on to different things or whatever, I still, the idea is if you can build a format out of all this that keeps you going in long term, that's amazing. Right now, it's like a needs must kind of situation, but I think it's brilliant. I find it fascinating. I want to see it be like, yeah, look at Kevy's on like X tens of grands a year.
I'm certainly on tens. No, forget the grands, but I'm on tens at the moment. Tens is good.
Well, let's get you to grand.
Yeah. Pab, make a £500 donation. That'll get me part of the way there.
I was going to say, my Twitch Prime runs out next week. So I'll subscribe to you when that runs out next week.
I see. Someone else has a higher priority than Kev. You knew the button was coming.
Oh, is it one person per account?
Yeah. You get it. You basically you've got to redo it every single month through Twitch Prime. And last month I did it to the Summer Games Done Quick, so it went to charity. So there you go.
Yeah, but what's charity done for you lately? Kev's, editing this show together a little bit tonight or tomorrow or whenever he gets time.
I was going to say.
I did do air quotes, but you can't see them.
All I do is make sure you lot are quieter than me, so that everyone realises it's the Kev show featuring guests. Slap some jingles on, and that's it.
Yeah.
Stick some echo on Sheepdog so that he sounds like the man I fancy me this.
Going back to Bouncy for a second, what's his surname?
Ball.
B Hole.
It's Smith, isn't it? Yeah.
Right. Where are you going with this?
No, where I'm going with this is I'm in a Pokemon Go group on Facebook,
God.
and a woman called Natalie Smith keeps popping up, but I keep reading it as Nathan Smith and thinking that Bouncy's joined the fray, and it just happened just then.
He was playing Pokemon Go all day when I was out with him, so it could well be him.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was like walking around with Sheepdog. He was just Pokemoning.
Speaking of which, Hannah, 3 or 4 times this past 2 weeks, I've considered texting you to say, "Are you interested in attending a raid?" Because I just thought you might be. You still into it? Because I'll gladly swing by yours and pick you up and take you to the park or whatever to do a raid and then drop you home again for the extra person in the team. At the moment, me and Oliver rock up and have to wait. I was sat at, did you see, this is a bit random because it's a bit about our local area, but a massive hole appeared in the middle of Godsey Lane. And I don't really know why. There's lots of rumours.
The rain.
There was like a burst pipe was one rumour, a sinkhole was another rumour, the rain, whatever. I didn't realise there was rumours around it being a sinkhole, but even though they blocked off...
square.
Even though they blocked off the road, I drove around the road closed sign and parked up next to the gym that's in the middle of that massive area. And then while I was waiting for more people to join me in the raid, I read that it was a sinkhole, and I spent the next 10 minutes just worrying I was going to fall through the floor.
You didn't think to move your car, though?
It was brilliant. Well, no, because I wanted the raid, but 4 or 5 people turned up, and we were just like, we can't do this on our own. And again, I was thinking, do I just nip round and get Anna, make her come out? And then I thought, no, I won't bother you. And then out of the blue, 15 people turned up. They just parked up at Tesco's. And
were they the police telling you to get away from the sinkhole?
No, they weren't. They were all Pokemon Go players. I felt a little bit awkward because once we'd collectively defeated the Zapdos, and I literally defeated it, threw a ball, caught it, which never happens, but that was inexplicable, started my engine up and drove off. But most of them were standing right in front of my car. So when I started my engine, you've never seen people poop themselves so quickly. They all leapt out of the way thinking I was going to mow them down. I obviously wasn't going to. But, I like to be the aloof kind of, I turn up, I do the business and I leave. I maybe toot my horn or just shout, cheers, and go. But, I've caught most of the legendary stuff that's come out. And
cool.
Didn't know whether you were still playing enough to warrant inviting out on the journeys, because Kev ain't going to drive you there, is he?
No, he isn't.
No. Kev doesn't do anything for me anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like this silent there. I just left that floating. Kev does nothing.
I think there's a delay because I keep saying things and you lot are really behind in responding to them. So unless I'm thinking at hyperspeed these days and you lot just can't keep up, then there's a delay on the call, which is really confusing me.
Well, I heard you say no, he doesn't, or whatever. My dog just clawed the hell out of me because she wants a wee. Like, I daren't look at my side because I wouldn't be surprised if I am bleeding profusely. That really hurt. She just wandered off like nothing happened, but she just clawed the living hell out of me.
You probably deserved it.
So,
So, any more comics then? Because I feel like comics was what we were talking about.
Yes, we got off the subject, really, didn't we?
Sorry.
It's all right. No problem.
Bit of a
I have
problem.
solely read. I'm probably, more than 3/4 through book 6 of Preacher. It's tying it up now. It's getting ready for a standoff by lots of things. There is, like I said, they're starting to bring other characters back into it again now. Hoover's turned up again. The guy that was on the island counting the sand.
I'm waiting for that in the show.
Yeah, because Hoover's in it, isn't he? In the show. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm hoping they do that. There's a whole part with Star Superiors turns up, and he's a little old man with a Russian bodyguard who has a Rottweiler, and that doesn't go particularly well for him. I'm so glad that you guys put me onto this and made me read it, because it is genuinely one of the best books I've read. The whole series is something else, and I'm like I say, I'm at 3/4 of the way through this now, and I just can't. I'm looking forward to the ending now because, like I say, it's sort of teeing it all up now. Jesse's just had a meeting with the Saint Killers, and they just explained to him his plan, sort of thing, of what's going down, and he's up for it, sort of thing, and he's got a whole plan of like who's meeting in San Antonio or something like that at a certain day, and you're like, okay, so much happening, so much going down. He's got the whole plan's in his head now, and he's got to set it all up and get it going. It's like I say, it's genuinely one of my favourite books I've ever read now. This whole series has just been amazing. It's probably the reason why I'm so down on the TV programme, realistically, because I'm reading it sort of in tandem with it now, and I just wish it was better. That's all. Yeah, but that is all I've read this week. I'm read pretty much 3/4 of this book this week, and it's been keeping me attention. And tomorrow I will go to the comic book shop and probably pick up the new Paper Girls, because that is volume 3 now, Kev.
I believe so.
Yeah, volume 3. Yeah, I saw that was out last week, and I was going to go last week, but I didn't. So I'll go this week and pick that up, and probably pick up a few other things like I usually do. That is it for my comic book reading. Sheepdog?
I've honestly just kept to my Sandman stuff. Someone was telling me to watch the Lucifer program because that's obviously a spin-off from Sandman.
Right.
I'm kind of like, what bugs me about that is it's a spin-off from Sandman in that Lucifer was in one volume, probably 2 or 3 comics, and at one point in like the 2nd or 3rd volume, he just says, I quit, I'm going to leave hell, like, see you later. Then he goes and lives on Earth, and someone else, not Neil Gaiman, someone else wrote a whole Lucifer comic off the back of that one decision, and it's all set in the same universe as Sandman, but it's a complete standalone spin-off on its own.
Yeah.
So I sort of said to her, I'm intrigued by it, but I feel like it's a rabbit hole that I'll just get lost down. I don't know what to do. I might just get volume 1, see what I think of it, but the last 2 volumes of Sandman are so big, I feel like I've been reading them forever. I mean, it must have been 3 or 4 episodes at least of the show. I kind of flit in and out of all the different DC bits and bobs, but it's a bit weird at the moment. I feel like I need to clear the decks and then crack on with Paper Girls Saga. I might be in volume or issue or 2 behind on Walking Dead. I think I'm behind on Buffy. I mean, if any, did I talk about how amazingly brilliant this season of Buffy's comic is? It's so good. Like, if anyone out there liked the show and isn't really sure about reading a comic on it, I would implore you to read seasons 8, 9, and 10. But season 11 is something else. It's so good. I mean, I need to check whether Joss Whedon still writes at this point, but whoever's writing it, they've just nailed it. It's I mean, it would be one of the best seasons of a TV show ever if this was what they were doing. People need to read it.
Yeah, it sounds like it's got Buffy in it.
Of course it has. It is Joss Whedon. I've just checked. It's on Google.
Is it? That's good then.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he wrote 8, 9, and 10, but I suddenly thought, I don't know whether, like, they've all been really good, but this has been an extra level up. And I suddenly thought, like, even though Joss Whedon's obviously the master at writing these sorts of things, which was an unintentional Buffy pun there, they're still so good. I mean, I must have gone through this before, but the whole premise of this season is that there was an attack, a dragon of some kind attacked the, I don't know what city they live in. I want to say San Francisco. And Buffy and the gang sort of, hold it at bay and save the day, but it causes so much damage that the American government basically says, right, we want all magical people to, attend this concentration camp. And if you don't, we're going to kill you. So turn up or die. They send loads of people to arrest people. They round up everyone, like every vampire, every demon, every magical person, every witch, everything they can think of. They put them all in this camp, and then they're basically trying to make them neutral, just neutralize any of their powers, and then send them out about their business. And it's just causing, obviously, major problems for the universe, because like all the vampires are starving, they want to eat, they want to drink blood, but they're being held at bay. All the demons just want to be themselves, and they're not allowed to. Some of them need magic to live. Some of them need to, I don't know, live in water to survive. Whatever it is, they're not being treated right. They want to take Buffy's powers away from her, because even though she's human, having the power to, beat people up and stab them in the heart and whatever, and be judge, jury, and executioner isn't right. Really cool. It's like a next level kind of. It's a little bit like the Civil War stuff. I can see that he's taken his lead from Marvel, maybe, in that there's a lot of powers and abilities here that need some sort of regulation. But it's a very cool story.
Splendid.
It's
Go on, Bab.
I'm going to say it's always something that seemed. I like the fact that it was a continuation. Rather than just
that's it. If it was just a spin-off, it'd be rubbish. But they're even drawn to look like the actors and actresses.
Yeah, I like that. It's not necessarily something I would read, because as much as I did enjoy it, I don't know if I would pursue it. But for people who are big fans of the series, I could see why that would be. You could say, well, basically the series is continued through the comic books. And
next time you're having a poo, why don't you see if you can get season 8 and just read it on the toilet?
I don't remember. It's been that long. I'd have to start watching the whole TV series to have what had gone on, because I've not watched. I basically watched,
because season 8 starts a bit after season 7, and it's all you fall back into it quite quick.
Yeah. I probably would be able to do it, but we'll see. We'll see. I will have a look at it.
Did I also? I can't remember whether I talked about Stargate Universe. The TV show ended with the main cast going into suspended animation because they basically were cancelled and they didn't know how to wrap it up.
Right.
They brought out a comic series that started off where that left off. Basically, however many months have passed, one of the characters who stayed out of suspended animation found a way to fix the problems they were having and bring them all back. And he's also discovered other people who were in suspended animation already. And it's basically season 3 of Stargate Universe. And that's a really, really promising start to it. I'm quite liking this whole, we made a TV show that had a promising story, but it didn't get enough for you. So now we're going to comic about it. Because I guess
I like
100,000 readers is great in comics, whereas you'd need 5 million viewers on TV. So I'm well happy, because all the programs that I've ever kind of really, really loved that got cancelled early, they seem to suddenly be making them into amazing comics, and it's no bones to me. I'm like, it's a story. I don't care how it's delivered. As I said earlier, they could print it on a turd for all I care. I just want the story. So I'm delighted they brought this back, because it's been grating me for ages that they cancelled that.
See, what they need is a Firefly now.
There is a
Firefly. There is, isn't there?
I've not read it.
Is that the same? Is that a continuation?
Yeah, I think so.
I bet it probably is, because there's only one season, wasn't there? So, I mean, there's not much you can.
I don't know how long it went on for.
Yeah. Interesting.
But it's one of those things.
I'd be interested in that, because I really enjoyed Firefly, but I really enjoyed Firefly when that was on, and when it got cancelled, you're like, oh well.
Yeah, no.
It'd be good to see if it actually did run through into there, but I'll have a look. I'll look at them all, because they're all. I do like when they give people another chance to see how the story carried on, sort of thing, rather than these TV programs that got cancelled and no one knows. Everyone's like dissatisfied at the ending because it's not a good ending because of how it got cancelled, and they got a chance to have a second life, sort of thing, in a in a comic book form. It might not be the ideal way to they'd want it, but it's better than nothing at all. That's what I'd say.
Speaking of endings, Orphan Black finishes. I don't know if it's this weekend or just extremely soon. I'm trying to look now. August 12th. It says, isn't that tomorrow?
That's tomorrow.
Oh man, I'm not ready for it to be the finale this week. That's actually. Oh my god, it is.
Not prepared for that, were you?
No, I wasn't prepared for that. Oh my god. I did see a post saying farewell Orphan Black on Facebook earlier, but I just thought they were preparing for the inevitable, farewell. I'm actually a little bit like, oh my god, it ends tomorrow.
Rocked him. It's absolutely stunned him. That.
Yeah, that's taking it right out of myself because I don't even know how they can finish that. There's so many ends to tie up, and it ends tomorrow. Wow.
When does it end?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's a great show. I know you lot.
I didn't mind it. I watched it. I thought it was all right, but I had too much on my plate at the time. So.
I love the actress. I can't wait to see her move on now. I can't remember her. Tatiana Maslany. She's basically every character in it. And I just can't wait to see what she does next. She's going to be so famous after this show finishes. She's going to go straight into films. It's like a fact. She's the sort of actress that you'd see go into the equivalent of Hunger Games and X-Men and whatever. Basically, Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, she's basically become that sort of level of famous actress because she's just ridiculous how good her range is. Just looking at, I've just quickly fired her up on Wikipedia. She does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 characters in Orphan Black, and that's just the ones they listed on this random website. So she may have done more, but playing 12 different characters in the same show, and they're all different characters. I was thinking recently that if they ever did like a Comic-Con panel, it's actually a little bit sad that they wouldn't be able to have the different actresses on stage for the different characters because it is literally the one person.
Just her on the panel.
Yeah, it's impossible. Yeah, they'd have her on the panel and she'd have to just switch between characters. It'd be mental.
I don't think they have to do the panel in character.
No, they don't. But what I'm saying is I'd love to hear the actress's thoughts on like a character she's playing or them talking about certain scenes, but they can't because it's the same woman that did the scene 4 different times from 4 different perspectives. So they can't talk about how they're the sisterhood, the sestras as they call them, because it's the same woman 15 times. So you can't. Yeah, you obviously you can have the other actors and actresses on the panel, but that doesn't really do it justice because the main characters are the same person.
Sounds very silly to me.
It's a very clever and complicated program that goes to a lot of effort to be amazing.
Yeah,
silly. She's on to a right winner because she's basically got this job on this show, and it's like they've just handed her the keys to do what the hell you like. You can act 100 different characters, sort of thing. If anyone ever said to her, like, yeah, give us your show reel, show us your range, she'd just be like, all right, sit down and watch this for 5 seasons. I cover pretty much everything, job done.
Splendid. Any more comics then?
Sorry. I've learned a valuable lesson tonight.
Please tell us about it.
I can talk quite coherently on gin, but I can't maintain a set train of thought that. Yeah, I haven't stuck on topic at all.
Really?
No, I'm acknowledging it. I'm not knowledge bombing you. I'm just topping up the rest of my gin with some tonic
Yeah,
to
it does sound like you
try
need
and water
more
it down
gin.
a bit. Well, I need more tonic, not more gin, Mr. Sarcastic. But, yeah. Sorry I've derailed the comic section with TV stuff.
You will be. So is there any more comic stuff then?
No.
Or are we done?
No.
Did
we're
you know? Did you know you can follow us on Facebook at MG UK Podcast? You can follow me at Lelujo.
And I'm at RB6K or sheepdograts.com.
Anna.
I'm at Mr. Lucio.
I'm at Pab 1986.
And you can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/MatureGamerPodcast, or find all my exciting bits and pieces at lelujo.fm. Anna's just typing what in the chat. We were waiting for you to say goodbye. Where can they find you on Twitter, Anna?
That reminds me, by the way, I laughed randomly while Pab was talking because Anna put in our chat, "That chair is so squacky." And I just couldn't control myself. I was trying so hard to suffocate the laughter. You and your squacky chair, Kev. When you move, Kev.
Buy me a chair. See you next week, boys and girls.
Buy some WD-40. See you later,
Have a
guys.
good week.